Have you thought about getting a Groovebox for making beats on the go or sequencing your external gear? And maybe even consider getting a Novation circuit tracks or circuit rhythm and just not quite sure which one's the better option for you? Don't sweat it, I got you covered. Let's get into it. Hey guys, this is David from Digital DJ Gear here, and today I want to talk to you a bit about circuit tracks and circuit rhythm from Novation. Both are really cool groove boxes for making beats on the go. Could also be used for sequencing your external hardware. Both priced at $399. Both really good options when getting started or even choosing your first groove box or even making it your main sequencer for your setup. But today I want to talk a bit about the differences between the two, make some jams if possible, and hopefully help you guys decide which is the best for your workflow. Let's get into it. Before we jump in, please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on notifications for more videos from Digital DJ Gear. First of all, you're gonna notice both of these groove boxes look very similar as far as layout goes. Aside from the colorway difference with rhythm, circuit rhythm being a lighter gray, circuit tracks being a traditional black. The layout of the grid, the button placement, the encoder placement is very much spot on. Your master volume knob, same spot. Master filter, same spot. You do have these 8 encoders here, obviously doing two very different sets of things. But even down to like the things like the actual the amount of steps, the buttons in the same spot, the tap, the click, all these things are pretty much the same as far as these two layouts go. So that in itself makes it nice, because if you're like me and you have both, you spend a lot less time looking for certain things or where things are. Things live where they live, and there's a few small differences between the two, but very much a very similar layout. The one thing I love about both of these guys is that they do travel well. The ID of these are very thin, sleek. They travel really nicely, which is cool. And you can even put them on like an actual stand like this, and they sit together well. So some may say, why do I need a groove box, right? Well, a groove box is gonna be a really cool way of getting out ideas, making music on the go. Also, if you have external synthesizers in your studio, you can send sequences from one place to all your other gear. So that allows you to kind of really focus on making the different sequences and things of that nature. You could also utilize the circuits to control hardware from Novation and also other manufacturers as well. You can actually load up those templates inside of components. I'll show you guys that too in a bit as well. Let's not prolong it. Let's go ahead and jump into circuit tracks first, since that one came first, and we'll talk a bit more about that one. The first things first, I love the fact that Novation gave 4 drum parts, 2 synth parts, and added on these 2 MIDI parts. So you could actually send out MIDI notes to external gear and sequence without utilizing one of your synth channels or drum tracks, which is nice. These do have their own MIDI channels, so you don't have to worry about doing as far as having like conflicts there. But ultimately, I want to just get into just showing making music with this, making beats with this, and how the process goes. So I love the fact that they've added on a tap tempo and an actual click. So let's get started. All right, cool. So we just did a track with circuit tracks, and if you noticed, one of the biggest things was that there were two synth parts. I was able to add some musical instrumentation right there in the Groovebox, which is nice. So if you find that you do need to add instrumentation or you want to add synth parts right there from the Groovebox, Circuit Tracks is for you. The effects are great. The drum parts are there. You could also use the MIDI, the actual two MIDI parts or two MIDI channels to send to external gear. But if you want to go and you feel as though you don't have access to other sounds, obviously having those synth parts will be key. For me, I tend to like my groove boxes to be more like machines that are going to chop, take samples, flip samples, and allow me to do all that in the box and then add instrumentation to my production once I get back to my home setup or what have you. So that's where rhythm comes in. Circuit rhythm is going to be more of the quintessential groove box sampler, in which, you know, you take samples, you could chop them, you could import them, and you could do all those cool things that you typically would see in a hip hop workflow or like R&B style or like, you know, typical MPC style setup. So in order to show that, I think a good place to start is going to be with components and getting myself set up and then going from there. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, cool. So I have my circuit rhythm is plugged into my computer via USB, and I'm at components right now. I'm using the standalone version, or the desktop application, should I say. I'm gonna go and choose circuit rhythm. You do need to have a micro SD card plugged in to your rhythm in order to save your packs and make this kind of thing. So I'm going to start. I do have one connected right now. As you can see, I already have a few different packs that I've created, but and this purpose, I'm gonna make a new pack. But Novation does a really good job also of giving some really cool packs that you can load to your circuit. So I'm gonna go to create a pack, and it starts out blank, right? So in this case, I'm in Grid Effects. I love the fact that because this is gonna be more of a traditional sampler or like, Groovebox instrument and performance-based things, a lot of the grid effects are nice because these are going to be different effects you can apply that are on grid, right? So like beat, repeat, reverse, gator, filter, that kind of stuff. We'll throw some of these in as well, but let's just start with some samples first. Let's try East Coast Soul. We'll expand that. The cool thing is you can go into this and you can take what you want from any of these to make your own, which is nice. So I don't need a full project. I'm gonna go to samples. Let's just drag and drop a kick over. Cool. So now it's loaded, and I can actually audition this as well. Audition. There we go. Okay. Kick's okay. Let's just go randomize. We'll just grab this kick, and we'll grab another kick just to have another kick. We'll grab two snares. Totally random. No rhyme or reason to this. Let's see. We got yeah, so actually no, you get 225 seconds. So quite a bit of sample time. And these samples are all, one shot, so they're pretty easy. Here we'll just grab let's see, we'll grab something else. Yeah, let's jump over to this Lindrum. Pretty sure there's like Lindrum sounds in here. So we'll grab another snare. We'll grab a couple hats. We'll grab a conga sound, some percussion. We'll also grab a clap. Let's see. Rides are nice. We'll grab a tam or two. And again, it's just super easy to set this up. So it's not kind of nice. All right, I have a bunch of different like one-shot sounds in here. And then let's also load in, let's see what else they got. What's up with this, where they having like this East Coast. So we'll also grab some loops too, because you could chop in this, which is nice. Here, we'll throw this loop in, we'll throw this loop. I don't know. I have no idea what these sound like. I can totally audition these, but just for the sake of time, we'll just play it by ear and get creative. And then let's just see what else they have. Neo Soul. Let's see. We'll just fill up one page. Do you see any other loops in here? A vibe piano. Okay, we'll do a rich organ loop. We'll grab us a couple of these random things. This is a vocal. Electric slide. Slide electric, imagine. It'll probably be a guitar. And then here. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna jump over to grid effects. We'll do a beat repeat. We'll do an eighth note. We'll keep it all the way wet because we don't want any dry signal to come through. We'll jump over to number 2. Did an eighth. Let's also do 32. Cool. We'll jump to number 3. We'll do a reverser. Those are always cool. That's a 4th note. And then here we'll do another reverser. And we'll do a 16th. I like 16th. Those are pretty solid. Here we'll do a filter. Even though we have a filter, we'll do a low pass filter. And then we'll do a high pass too. Even though we have one on the device, you can do band pass as well. But we have one on the device. Let's do a band pass instead. It's nice to just have like a button you can press, live effect, to trigger it. And then we'll do a phaser. We'll turn the feedback up a bit. Center. I don't know where the center should be. We'll just play around with that. We'll guess. And then for number 8, we will do vinyl feel. Lower that. We'll turn the hiss up a little bit, a little more crackle. And then, okay, cool. So we could totally audition these and live preview these, but we're going to play it by ear and have some fun. I can save this, so let's do that. I'll save this. We'll save it over here. And now this will be a part of my packs. It'll give a second. All right, cool. Now it's here, and I'm going to go ahead and send this to my circuit rhythm. Send pack. I have some packs in here already. As you can see, I sent these packs over that came from Novation already, a few of them. We're going to go ahead. I have a blank space in number 8, so we'll choose number 8. We'll say send pack. Perfect. So here I am. I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my rhythm, and I should be good to go and make something. All right. So now that we're good to go, I'm going to go ahead and load up the pack that I made. I put it on number 8. So press number 8, press play. Cool. So now that I have my pack loaded, I'll come out. I'm going to go ahead to my first drum part. So the cool thing about the rhythm is that, again, there's no synth parts. It's going to be just 8 different tracks, all made for samples. Everything is geared around taking your sample and making music with it. So let's go ahead and try to make something. So let's go ahead and get our tempo. We're at 90. That feels good. So we'll come out. We're going to go ahead and connect. So we'll do two patterns. We'll connect 2 patterns together, and then we'll jump back over. Okay, let's see what this feels like. Okay. Go. This sample's pretty cool. So, all right, so a couple things. I'm going to go into sample mode right now. So you can do your samples a couple different ways. So my sample is that sample, right? So I'm on that sample. If I go into sampler mode, I get all the options. You probably can see one shot, gated, loop, reverse, choke, right? I want to go to slice mode. And then these are actually pretty cool. So you could do 4, 8, and 16 slices automatically. So right now I'm on 16 slices. If I go to note mode of this particular sample, you can see it sliced it up into 16 slices automatically. If I go back, I might need 8. Let's see how 8 feels. Note mode. Okay, that might work actually. And there you have it. Just that fast, got a groove going with circuit rhythm. Good vibes, chopped up the sample using the auto chop feature. Also, you can chop your own as well, but just easy to get ideas going. And that's my opinion of a Groovebox. A Groovebox should be more time spent being creative and less time spent menu diving and that sort of stuff. And circuit rhythm and circuit tracks definitely offer that. Let's recap and look at some of the similarities and unique differences between circuit tracks and circuit rhythm. Both Grooveboxes will have the same step sequencer layout with the same amount of steps and patterns possible to be used. You will find that there is the same number of pads and encoders on both devices, while the encoders will do very distinctly different things. Both will have really cool onboard effects that can be used, as well as the ability to import your samples, make custom patches, and alter your effects inside of Novation components. Circuit Tracks, however, is going to feature the onboard synth engine, giving you 2 synth tracks, as well as 2 dedicated MIDI tracks whenever you're doing any kind of sequencing for external hardware. Circuit Rhythm is going to definitely be more of the classic sampler workflow, in which you have 8 tracks all for samples. There are no synth parts at all or external MIDI parts. You will be using those tracks to flip your samples, import your samples, and make your tracks. The one cool thing though is that you do have the ability to record samples in, and you also have the ability to slice samples manually or use the really handy automatic slice feature and do 4, 8, or 16 chops and assign those and play those in your sequence. All in all, if you are in need of the synth parts and want to add original music to your creation right there on the go, then Circuit Tracks will in fact be the Groovebox for you. If you are like me and you do prefer to have more of a sample-based production setup on the go, then Circuit Rhythm will ultimately be a better choice, just because you're able to do a lot more with manipulating your samples, chopping your samples, and you have that overall workflow that really is a bit more conducive to the styles of music like hip hop and that sort of thing. Thank you for watching the video. As always, be good to each other, stay focused, peace. We hope you enjoyed this video from Digital DJ Gear. To learn more about all of our pro audio, lighting, DJ, and recording equipment, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel now. Be sure to leave a comment below if this video helped you, and check out these other videos we think you might like. Until next time, thanks for watching.